wander for the benefit of all the worlds, just like the Lord's Vaikuntha associates.
Who was next? Nandini Mataji, would you like to go?
I don't see her, Mataji.
You don't see her? Yeah,
Gayatri,
can you please stop?
Gayatri, yeah, Gayatri Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji, can you hear me?
Yes.
Is it from 93?
Yeah, 93.
They live on Tapaloka, where they give reassurance and security to the residents, who at times feel helpless in the absence of their Lord Narayana.
Leela Madhvi Mataji is not there. Okay, I'll read much. These brothers have just gone to Vaikuntha and seen the Supreme Lord, whose transcendental qualities are all attractive. They filled themselves with a limitless flood of ecstasy that ridicules the bliss of liberation. And they drank the sublime nectar of pure devotion to Lord Hari in the company of his devotees.
Jai.
Priya Madhimataji.
Yeah. What more can I say about Vaikuntha Loka? With its opulence, it displays the final limit of eternal unlimited joy. It is blessed abundantly by the ever visible pastime of the lotus feet of the Lord, the husband of the goddess of fortune. The Lord's loving devotees easily gain the Vaikuntha, but persons with minds tarnished by the bad idea of complete oneness and the yearning for liberation can hardly hope to achieve it even in their dreams.
They're trying to condemn that we should never want to become one with the Lord or just want that Brahmajyoti liberation kind of merging in that Brahmajyoti. So that is very much condemned here.
Anita Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji. If you receive the full mercy of my father, you will hear the glories of Vaikuntha and go there to see them for yourself.
So Kanasha is saying you get the blessings of Lord Shiva.
Shashikala Mataji.
Yes, Mataji. Hare Krishna. Sri Gopakumara said, O Brahmana, I quickly became ardent to reach that place, and that feeling made me dance wildly on a stage made of waves of a vast ocean of anxiety.
Sujana Mataji is not there. Vasantaras Mataji is not there. Vallabi Gopi Mataji. Sirisha Mataji. Nita Mataji. Nita Mataji is there. Payal Mataji. Richa Mataji.
Yeah, Mataji, Hare Krishna, Dhanvat Pranam. From the many thoughts flashing through my mind, I concluded I was unfit to go. I cried profusely, and the force of my sorrow made me faint and suddenly fall to that most merciful.
Sorry.
Fall to the ground.
Neeru Mataji.
Yes, Mataji, Hare Krishna. From many thoughts, okay, that most merciful of great souls, the one best friend of the Vaishnavas, Lord Shiva, who cannot tolerate the distress of others, picked me up and spoke to console me.
How sweet. Lord Shiva is picking Gopakumara to speak. Jai. Is anyone else who has not read?
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Go ahead, Vallabi Gopi.
Yeah, Sri Mahadeva said, "My dear Vaishnava, both Parvati and I, just like you, want to live forever in that Vaikuntha Loka."
Is there anyone else who joined late who didn't get a turn? Okay. But that world is exceedingly difficult to attain. Indeed, even liberated souls pray to achieve it. Brahma's sons and Brahma himself strive for it, and so even do I. So I just want to read this commentary. For the liberated impersonalists and for the demigods such as Shiva, Brahma, and sons of Brahma like Brihu, the spiritual world Vaikuntha is sadhya, the goal to be attained, but not yet sadhita, actually obtained. So they are still on the process to obtain it. How, my goodness, how great it is, that place.
Only one who has completely perfected his religious duties, who is pure, who is done with selfish motives, can achieve the mercy of Sri Hari.
Amrita Nandini Mataji, would you like to read?
Yes, yes. If that mercy is multiplied 100 times, one attains the post of Brahma, and if 100 times again, one can become like me.
One can become like me.
One
Gayatri.
and if one obtains from the divine personality of Godhead more mercy than I, 100 times more, one can go to Vaikuntha. This is how difficult it is to achieve entrance into Vaikuntha. Lord Shiva also described this in his instructions to the Prachetas in the fourth canto of Srimad Bhagavatam.
We're not going into detail, but all these things are still explained in the Bhagavatam by Lord Shiva too. That how great that place is for one to go. So there is all these descriptions are the talk by Lord Shiva.
But you deserve to go to Vaikuntha, O son of a Govardhan cowherd, for you are a devotee of the Lord of Mathura, a disciple of a Brahmana attached only to the Lord's devotional service, a soul dedicated to the Lord's mantra given to you by your Guru, and one who is faithful in your service to the Lord. Although Sri Vaikuntha Loka is extremely difficult to achieve, Gopakumara is fit to go there. Lord Shiva merely mentions the 10-syllable Gopal mantra with great respect as Tadiya Tana mantra, that mantra of his, because further words could not adequately express the glories of the mantra and the extent of its potency. For Gopakumara, chanting this mantra is not a mechanical exercise, but the means for awakening his intimate, loving reciprocation with Lord Madan Gopal.
So I highlighted this verse because this chapter is bhakti. So he has to now start understanding what is that meaning of this mantra and how he should not just be ritualistically chanting, but that bhava has to enter him. So now Lord Shiva is going to preach to him on how to develop this bhakti bhav as he's chanting the mantra. So yeah.
Priya Mataji.
Here, yeah, here is the abode of Sayujya, one of the four kinds of liberations. Here indeed is the goal of renunciants whose mind are fixed on the thought of absolute oneness, whose hearts have dried up in the blazing fire of material miseries, who pursue the worthless as if it were real, unable within themselves to discriminate between what has value and what does not. I make them fall into the ocean of bewilderment by the order of Krishna, who wants to hide from them the secret of prema bhakti of his lotus feet. Oh Krishna. I am reading my own falling, I think.
No, Mataji. You are not worshipping Lord Shiva and he will not bewilder you, don't worry.
Anita Mataji.
Devotees who care only for the ecstasy of worshipping the Supreme Lord neglect this impersonal abode. Knowing this, you too should reject it as an obstacle to your progress.
So he doesn't want him to come to Kailash or his abode. Yeah.
Shashikala Mataji.
Yes, Mataji. Very cleverly, the Brahmana residing in Dwaraka, who wanted to taste the rasa of Krishna Bhakti, brought his sons from here to Dwaraka.
So we all should rewind our stories where that Dwaraka Brahmana went to Lord Krishna and he chastised, right? Like there is nobody to protect my kids. And then Krishna and Arjuna go up. They come to this Mahakalapura and bring their sons back because Dwaraka, the Brahmana, doesn't want his sons to merge there in that effulgence. He wanted them to taste Krishna Bhakti. So that was another reason it is mentioned here, which we don't get to read anywhere else. He's not just lamenting for his kids being gone, but he doesn't want his kids to go into the effulgence part.
But he knew his kids have gone into the effulgence part.
That is what is the mystery here, Mataji. That's how great those Mathuravasis are. That's how in that description it is mentioned that he
Oh.
that those people are not ordinary. So that is the emphasis given here. Those Gupta reasons. Like that's how see how long this purport is going on.
Yeah. Bapre.
Sujana Mataji is not there, I guess. Vasantaras Mataji is not there. Vallabhi Gopi Mataji.
Yes, Mataji. Yet even here you have seen the Supreme Lord in this form because your divine Guru gave you his mercy. That mercy created in you the strong desire to see Krishna, which impelled Krishna to reveal himself. In Mahakalapura, the same place where many come to experience impersonal liberation, Gopakumara had darshana of the beauty of Lord Mahakala Vishnu. If by the mercy of Guru and the Vaishnavas one is eager to see the Supreme Person, nothing can stand in the way of success. Jai.
Fantastic. Fantastic. Jai.
Sirisha Mataji.
Yes, Mataji. Sri Gopakumara said, O Brahmana, Lord Shiva's mercy filled me with the greatest ecstasy. I wanted to say something, but was unable because I felt too shy.
We all can relate to this when senior devotees talk to us and we want to say something, but we feel very shy to open up in front of them. I have had this feeling many times. This is so true.
Neeta Mataji. Payal Mataji.
Upon hearing Lord Shiva's words, the associate of Supreme Lord bowed respectfully before him and addressed him with a great pleasure and humility.
Richa Mataji.
The associates of the Supreme Lord said, O Lord Shiva, there is no difference between you and the Supreme Lord, the master of Vaikuntha, nor between Gauri and Rama.
Rama. She's
Rama.
Lakshmi. Rama. Yes.
Neeru Mataji.
Indeed, it is fitting for you and the goddess Gauri to reside in Lord Vishnu's abode, for you are renowned as his dearest friend and his exalted incarnation.
So they're trying to say that Lord Shiva, please don't say like that. You are fit to stay there, but just you're here around because you have a duty to perform. Yet what you have just spoken suits perfectly the mood of a dearmost devotee of the Lord. Glorifying Vaikuntha, Lord Shiva had said that Brahma, Brahma's sons, and he himself all strive to attain it. This sentiment is fitting for a humble Vaishnava. Even if not exactly true, Lord Shiva and his wife can enter Vaikuntha anytime they want. This is really sweet.
You are praised by the Vaishnavas for your mood inspires others to take to his devotional service with its waves of rasas. Among all his incarnations, therefore, you are the greatest.
Sri Gopkumar said, abashed at hearing himself praised, Lord Shiva remained silent. Then the associate of Lord Vishnu, who were Lord Shiva's dearmost friend, embraced me and spoke. Saintly person do not like to hear themselves praise. And Lord Shiva is the most saintly and cultured person. Another quality of saintly person is unconditional compassion, which the Vaikuntha messengers show towards Gokumar.
Wow.
The associates of the Supreme Lord said, O worshipper of the transcendental mantra of our Lord, O beloved of the husband of Uma, O son of a cowherd, indeed we count you amongst the Lord's devotees. With these kind words, the Vaikuntha Dutas assured Gopakumara that he too was fit to enter Vaikuntha. In general, those who properly worship the authentic Vishnu mantras become pure Vaishnavas, and pure Vaishnavas can reside in Vaikuntha.
Such an assurance, right? Like they are saying, don't worry, your place is guaranteed.
Born in the country of Gauda on the banks of the Ganga was a first class Mathura Brahman named Jayanta. He is an incarnation of Krishna and is your exalted spiritual master.
Hari Hari Bol.
This is the one.
Yes. So the Guru is none other than Lord Krishna's manifestation in our lives, my dear God sisters and family. So this is our take off today, that Lord Krishna personally comes to help us, each one of us. Jai.
Priya Mataji.
Yes, Mata. Sorry. Accept as true that we have come here only for your sake. And please hear what is beneficial for you to do. If you want to reach Vaikuntha, then give up everything and with pure love practice the 9 forms of devotional service. His chanting out of duty should transform into ecstatic Nama Sankirtana, in which the enthusiasm of his love for Madana Gopala Deva would be directed into the 9 methods of pure bhakti. Wow.
Mahaprabhu has already given us Nam Sankirtan Ki Jai. That's our only way to practice devotional service.
Anita Mataji.
Honor the Bhagavatam and other scriptures that tell of this devotional service. Hear from them regularly about the Lord's pastimes. For when those narrations enter the holes of your ears and you relish them with love, they will swiftly award you the Lord's abode. Of all the authorized forms of Shravanam, hearing the pastimes of the Supreme Lord, especially from Srimad Bhagavatam, is recommended.
Yes. Here is all the proof of everything that we are doing. Jai.
Shashikala Mataji.
Yes, Mataji. Devotional service in any one of its 9 forms is the best possible spiritual discipline and can easily award you the ultimate goal, Vaikuntha.
Krishna.
Vallabi Gopi Mataji.
Without a second thought, advanced souls disregard all other benefits as trifling, even those prized in scriptures as supremely great.
Sirisha Mataji.
Yet devotees who understand the rasas of devotional service may practice all 9 forms of bhakti to easily obtain the sweetness of its diverse tastes.
Ayar Mataji.
When one engages with the faith in even one of these forms of bhakti, pure love for the lotus feet of Sri Krishna automatically arises.
Richa Mataji.
Yeah.
Sorry. Please continue.
By rendering transcendental loving service to Krishna, one automatically performs all subsidiary activities. This confident, firm faith, favorable to the discharge of devotional service, is called Shraddha.
Neeru Mataji. Sorry, Richa Mataji.
Even so, the disease of aspiring for other goals may hinder devotees from attaining Vaikuntha. To keep their hearts free of this, devotees should with pure love continue practicing devotional service.
Neeru Mataji.
Although wherever there is such devotional service, the Supreme Lord surely appears, and indeed that place is Vaikuntha. Devotees must still have special regard for the Vaikuntha word because now here else is the personality of Godhead always directly to be seen.
I see a new name, Divya Mataji. Would you like to read? Welcome to the reading Sangha. Divya Bhanu. I'm sorry.
Mataji, this is Leela Madhvi. That's my daughter name actually. I am listening today, not reading. Thank you, Mataji.
Sure, no problem. Nowhere else can such bhakti to him in all its forms be realized forever, without disturbance, and in the company of so many surrendered devotees. Jai.
You should not consider devotional service merely an activity of the body, senses, and mind. It is, in fact, the eternal absolute reality, manifesting itself as the most intense ecstasy beyond the material modes. Arey, why don't we get this internal ecstasy?
Hey Mataji, kabhi kabhi it comes. Don't worry. That's how we are not able to give it up also. Krishna.
When Lord Krishna's mukti its devotees happily realize his devotional service in many varieties. It reveals itself to them in their hearts, which are free from the material modes and immersed in eternity, knowledge, and bliss.
I'm not free yet from material modes, that's why it's not manifesting yet. Krishna.
Gayatri Mataji.
When my
Gayatri.
spirit,
Sorry.
when my spiritual discrimination devotee becomes completely pure in heart and attains the transcendental abode of the Lord, he realizes the wonderful varieties of devotional service.
What is the spiritual discrimination, Mataji?
When by spiritual discrimination? Good question. I have to read in. What is that spiritual discrimination part? I am really not sure, Mataji. The argument, let's read. The argument for how an aspiring Vaishnava becomes spiritualized is presented positively in this verse, negatively in the next. By learning to discern spirit from matter, this is discrimination. A devotee gradually frees his consciousness from entanglement with the material body, its senses, and the things of this world. The first step pe hi problem hai mera. Unable to discern between the spirit from matter. Krishna.
Otherwise, for one whose heart has by transcendental knowledge been freed from the material endeavors of the body, senses, and mind, the activities of devotional service would be no more suitable than ordinary affairs. Priya Madhi Mataji.
Mataji, could you please go ahead, Mataji? I'm in the
Yes,
call.
yes. Anita Mataji.
Yes, Mataji. Why should one who renounces the acts of devotion to the Supreme Lord as if these were like other activities go to Vaikuntha? He should obtain only liberation.
Shashikala Mataji.
Yes, Mataji. Even if persons whose vision is limited and materialistic think devotional service just another kind of karma, it is not at all. Let them think that way and let them talk on in that way, as they do when they dismiss as material the bodies and personal qualities of the Lord's devotees.
Like sometimes what we do bhakti can look like ritualistic also, like it also has rules and steps. So some people may take it in that form, like it is like another activity or karma kandik activity. But he's saying if they think it that way, that's their problem.
Vallabi Gopi Mataji.
In Vaikunta and elsewhere, the transcendental nature of devotional activity spontaneously shows itself in the suitably formed Satchitananda bodies of the Lord's devotees, bodies composed of limbs and senses.
So we'll have a refined body for that activity there. Jai.
Sirisha Mataji.
We ourselves are evidence of this of this we ourselves are evidence of this associates of the Lord of Vaikunta. We constantly spread devotional service in many ways and yet are untouched by the material modes.
Like all those associates who come down to help us, like they don't get affected, we say, right? So that's the example they're giving.
Payal Mataji.
Devotional service appears to new servants of the Lord to be a function of their own senses, body, and mind, so that such neophytes can engage in the devotional service with relish as they should.
So in the initial stages, it looks like that. It's okay, they're saying. Yeah.
Richa Mataji.
But great devotees, fixed in devotional service, do not think the services they do to be actions under their own control, but expressions of the Lord's supreme mercy.
Yeah, this is how the bhakti matures and how we understand. Yeah.
Neeru Mataji.
If you are in a hurry to see the divine word of Vaikuntha, then go to Sri Vrajabhumi, the place that can best award the fulfillment of all your ambitions.
So everybody is recommending to go back to Vrajabhumi if you are in a hurry. That's what we should do. Simply practice pure devotional service, mainly in the form of Nama Sankirtana, with the hope of gaining the eternal contact of the Lord's divine lotus feet.
By that devotional service, you will soon realize the treasure of prema and you will easily see Krishna in Vaikuntha.
Krishna.
Some think that remembering rather than chanting is the essential means of devotional practice, the means that most effectively leads to prem. For bhakti in the form of chanting appears quickly and easily, and in only one sense, that of speech, which is not itself alive and consciousness.
Here, Mataji, they are discussing that difference, right? When people
Yes.
say, I'm always taking Krishna's name in the mind, Krishna is
Ah,
always in my mind.
Yeah, Mataji. Exact same
Tapaloka.
point I was thinking. Even
Tapaloka.
we, I mean, even myself, I used to think initially, Are, we are taking na. Why do we need to do the sola mala? Why do we need to do it sitting down, doing it in the right posture?
And
Naam to
say
le
so
rahe na.
loud and clear.
Same point came to my mind.
So here it says, this was the opinion expressed by the master of yoga on Tapaloka, that of all forms of devotional service, the best is smarana, remembering. Pipalayan and others insisted that remembering the Lord rather than chanting his names is the most essential means of achieving prema. They reasoned that kirtana involves only one sense, that of speech, which is of the karmendriyas, an unconscious material entity. And since the kirtan process is perfected very quickly, its result must be less than that of smarana. So there were even Pippalayana, great yogis also said smaranam is the best, but that is going to get defeated.
Gayatri Mataji.
Superior bhakti in the form of secondary deity appears within the mind. That turbulent, frightful, and mighty chief of all the senses. When by serious efforts the mind has been brought under control and fully purified.
But we consider chanting to be alone the most excellent form of bhakti, better than remembering, which appears only in one's own turbulent heart. For chanting harnesses not only the faculty of speech, which it engages directly, but also the mind and sense of hearing. And chanting helps not only the person practicing it, but others as well.
So this is a real highlight that devotees are always thinking not just about themselves but also others.
If the senses of speech, which sets all the external and internal sense in motions, is brought under constant control, then the mind becomes stable and can properly engage in transcendental remembrance of the Lord. Remembrance thus develops as the fruit of chanting.
150 is the last verse we will stop. So yeah, go ahead and
Yeah.
If those attached to meditation on the Lord still insist that remembering is of greater importance with their intelligence, they should make the following distinctions. In meditation, the Lord reveals Himself fully with His particular qualities, but in remembrance, the mind merely comes in contact with the Lord. Wow.
So they continue to defeat that argument. So we will stop here. We'll continue tomorrow since we have the Prabhupada's Disappearance Day festival in the temple. Sri Gaurangi Mataji and we all were thinking if we can do it at 5. If it works for everybody, please let me know. I know with some it can be challenging, but since we have if we leave a chunk for a day, I don't know how we will catch up to finish it by the end of the in next week. So 5 we will try to log in. We'll try to keep a few verses less and we will cut it off at 5:30 and go forward if it's okay. Sorry. I don't know what to say. Yeah. Any reflections so far?
Actually, Mataji, I had a question, not a reflection, not directly pertaining to this reading, but I don't know if I can ask right now.
Go ahead, Mataji. We will try. Otherwise, there is always chance to go listen here and come back.
Yeah. So, Mataji, my question is like always we have heard, right? We are under the modes. So, I want to hear from everybody, and I keep asking this question every time to so many people. How do we transcend the modes? How do we transcend the modes? And how do we make sure, other than uh, you know hearing and chanting, what other ways can we do to transcend the modes?
I will let all the devotees go in as I'm thinking on this question myself.
Mataji, can I answer this question?
Yes, please. Yes.
1 minute. 1 minute. I need to go to the room. Okay. I'm here. Okay, Mataji, I'll give you an example. It happened now. For example, the modes. There are lots of modes. I'm just giving the anger mode. I may get anger. I'm that anger maybe become a fight. So how to transcend? For example, Yuga Prabhuji just called in the afternoon. He requested for tomorrow Prabhupada Disappearance Day altar decoration. So keep it with you. Don't share it anybody. So I asked some devotees. Everybody's busy. So I'm doing everything on my own. So I requested my Prabhuji to come and help. My Prabhuji he always go to temple. Okay. But he said, I'm not coming. You're also not going because you're not going inside the temple. It's not safe. So I don't know what to do. I don't want to argue. I said, okay, I will do it and I'll drop it in the door. So I just went to my altar. I prayed to my deities. That is, somehow if I go, I know what I'm going to decorate, right? I have to be there. But it's not going to happen. So I don't know what to do. It's up to you. I prayed 1 minute and I was still doing, I'm not done yet. And I don't know what happened to my Prabhuji, and he came and he said, okay, you go and decorate. So I took it, this is transcendental. So I don't want to fight. I don't want to argue, but I want to go. I just prayed. It happened. That's why I came upstairs to tell you. I'm going back down
Thank
there.
you, Mataji. Thank you. This is really transcendental.
This is live, Mataji. You just gave a
Like,
live example.
Yeah,
I don't know it's correct or not. I
no,
felt that
it
way.
is. It is. And yesterday when Nain Sundari Mataji said, I was telling my Prabhu and I was thinking myself, when we say Nityam Bhagavata Sevya, Nityam Bhagavata Sevya, we just say that word and Rashtraprayesh Abhadreshu. It will happen only when you really know Nityam Bhagavata Sevya. That if you really. So she was attending and she was feeling that bliss. But if I only quoting that verse, but that will not happen if I have to do like how she went to the altar and she prayed.
Okay, Mataji, I'm leaving. And the Vasundara Mataji thing is there. I'm leaving. Okay, bye.
Yeah,
Thank you.
we will also soon join.
I left.
So I just feel like I like the point when Nain Sundari Mataji also said, like after the festival, don't say, but before the festival, you give us something so we prepare. Like, so if we talk and we prepare for that situation and things happen, we run to the altar, we learn that activity of running to the altar and praying for help. Maybe that's our hope, Mataji, that the Lord says, take my shelter. That's the only way, Maya me tam tarantite. There is no other way that you can cross. She is my energy. It's hard. It is truly hard. Huh? I am downstairs now. When I go up, only I can say.
I had asked this question to Yogal Kishore Prabhu once, Mataji.
हाँ मैंने भी पूछा है लेट्स सी अभी क्या आंसर मिला बताओ
When I had asked in a different way, but I think the point was the same. Ki how do we get over the desires and things like that, right? Modes also are desires also a result of the mode, if I can say. So he said, Amma, for that you have to do some tapa, some austerity. So, like how we think, I mean, I was recently hearing somewhere the theory of balance is a myth. I think Shaman and Krishna Prabhu
हाँ
series mentioned in a Sunday feast class.
Yes, theory of balance.
And so what Yugal Kishore Prabhu also said that we are trying to go two boats now, ek pav rakh ke. That's not going to work. So we have to take some austerity on one boat to make sure कि हमारा वहाँ से, as you said, मोड से ऊपर आएंगे या हमारे desires will be little come. Like today I was hearing उनकी क्लास सुन रही थी चैतन्य चरण प्रभु की. He was saying that I posted in my message status also that infinite hankerings. Do we want infinite hankerings or we want to hanker for the infinite?
Wow.
So एक ही चीज हो सकती है. So deep.
हाँ गोविंद प्रभु या गौरांग प्रभु की किसी की एक क्लास में बहुत पहले था कि ये जो मिथ है ना, दिस इज अ मिथ, बैलेंस इज मिथ, वर्क लाइफ बैलेंस इज अ मिथ, स्पिरिचुअलिटी मटेरियल लाइफ बैलेंस इज अ मिथ, वी हैव टू फोकस ऑन वन एंड गो ऑन द अदर. मुझे दूसरा आंसर मिला था माता जी. मुझे ये मिला था कि प्रभु जी सेड व्हेन वी डू आवर गायत्री, बिकॉज द टाइम्स आर लाइक दैट, जो हम करते हैं ना, that time the modes are prominent, so that is one way to transcend the modes. That is why we do our gayatri. So that is the answer I got.
Yeah, it all boils down to that taking shelter of the Lord always. Yeah, and somebody who will remind us this point when we are in that fit of anger and all that.
Yeah, actually not only anger, Mataji, see, we can be
Everything.
in mode of even in mode of goodness. I feel अच्छा goodness है तो अच्छा भी और थोड़ा जपा कर लेते, थोड़ा reading कर लेते, but that is not the ultimate, right? That is just a mode acting on us. That is not my natural this thing. I'm just there for a very short time. जैसे अभी क्लास में I'm happy reading, थोड़ी देर बाद again वही mode of passion, mode of ignorance में जाके this thing will go away. We are always, I always feel, why are we so much entangled in these modes? Why are we not able to get out of it? That's why I said, right, why am I not able to relish and find that extreme pleasure in bhakti? जैसे how devotees find it, right? When we read about great devotees, कैसे गोप कुमार को कितना ज्यादा है माता जी, he wants it. Why is he getting so much happiness in chanting that Madan
My
Gopal
Prabhu
mantra?
clearly said, Mataji, because he did not do any Vaishnava aparadh so far. He said that's the only answer. I asked this.
माता जी कितने तो हो गए अभी मैं कितने
हो
वैष्णव
गया,
अपराध.
but he was saying for me, not for you, okay? For
No,
seriously go to the altar. Did you pray every day that you don't want to do Vaishnava Parad? And what steps did you take? He asked me to rectify or work on it. He said, is that a priority in your life? You will recollect something I and yours Prabhu spoke. Then I came running back to him. I said, Prabhuji, I take back all the words. My Prabhu asked me to say sorry to you and erase all what I said. That Prabhu chastised me. So he said, what steps did you take? If you have not taken steps, don't think that you have Tarantite, you have done that. You have not done that yet. So the suffering will continue because that is, he said, that is what it is. Nothing else can be said. That is the only one offense that drags you away from devotional service. All other offense will be gone by the chanting, but that one will take your chanting away.
So, what are the steps, Mataji, to eradicate it?
To pray intensely that no Vaishnava Parad, no Vaishnava Parad, no Vaishnava Parad, and not just that, but have to glorify the devotees on a daily basis. And those especially whom we have anger and not a good thought, we better glorify them more, maybe in another sanghas or not directly to them, but in other platforms, so that we start developing, seeing some good in them. Then, because our mind is fully focused on their faults for whatever reason, we feel we are right. So seeing something good in that person other than that, and start to use the same tongue. This is the tongue that God has pulled us down. Using that same tongue to glorify the devotee is the only solution, Mataji. And to pray that, Lord, please help me. I am not able to do this because of my own fallen nature. I'm struggling. So what can I say?
Mataji, what is Vaishnava Prad to say
Hey,
or to
Krishna. You don't even worry, Richa Mataji. You are safe. If you don't know that, that is the best. You are in Gopakumar's line and family. Leave it alone and sleep happily. You have no problem. Seriously.
But unknowingly, I should be doing Mataji the wrong thing. So
Nothing, Mataji. Just feeling nothing at all. Seriously, Richa Mataji. Initial stages of devotional life are very sweet, and keep up that innocence. That is very hard to get back. I say it with my own real experience. That innocence is very nice, and Lord loves it. And that's how in the initial days, He personally gives so much taste that we made so much progress, each one of us. Tremendous progress we have done. And I don't know, kahi pe aatke atak gaye. Krishna. But I have hope.
Mataji,
All talking about this topic, this gives me hope. Yes, Amritanandini.
Mataji, this
one lecture, one devotee said, asks one question, what is bhakti in one words? Maharaj say bhakti means absorption. Whatever you do with Krishna, that's absorption. Then, and whenever I read, when aparad I have done, I doing more chanting. Then aparad.
But chanting will not take away aparad, Mataji. That is very clear.
Yeah.
Chanting will make your heart soft to reflect on that aparad and to go and ask sorry to that devotee at one point. Like, we are not even ready, right? So unless we ask sorry or we go and glorify that devotee truly from our heart, that repentance has to take place. For that, the chanting will surely help when we take shelter of the holy name. That truly, Lord, help me. I want to change. I really want to change. Yeah. But it will not counteract
But
that.
sometimes we don't know, na Mataji.
Don't know ka jane do,
How
Mataji.
is
Known list is very big than unknown list already. So why you worry about that? If you have an unknown list, don't even worry. You are all on a safe zone.
that? Okay, but thanks.
Mataji, Hare Krishna Mataji, I have one question, Mataji. Mataji, Vaishnava Aparad means only for devotee and outside too, outside people too, who is
Let's
not
start
following.
with our
Okay.
family. Family
Oh,
problem पहले start करते हैं. बाद में
okay, family. Okay, Mataji. Oh, I am thinking about
family
because
fight is
family.
always bigger.
माताजी फैमिली में तो चुप ही रहना सबसे अच्छा होता है.
Yeah, after family we will figure out the extended family बाद में.
Because माताजी आई एम थिंकिंग कि फैमिली में तो माताजी जब कोई बोल रहा है तो चुपचाप ही रहो, सही है. क्या बहस करना है, उसमें कुछ रखा नहीं है, टाइम वेस्ट है.
You're all on the safe zone, Mataji. I really pray. Krishna. Thank
But I am thinking Mataji because outside Mataji जैसे I am doing work, sometime, for I'm doing something not good for you, that person, but I did. So then this is the aparad too, right, Mataji?
Yeah, to see good in everybody
Oh.
is a great quality.
Okay, Mataji. Thank you, Mataji. Mm.
All the innocent ones, we want to let them be easy. So don't get confused with this complicated problem of mine.
Mataji.
Sundari Mataji.
Because Mataji, devotees में तो नहीं होता माताजी, बट आप आउटसाइड वर्क कर रहे हो तो मोस्ट ऑफ टाइम माताजी नहीं पॉसिबल होता है कि आप फॉरगिव कर दो या जस्ट से सॉरी समथिंग
हो
दैट
जाएगा माता जी, डोंट वरी, आपको हो जाएगा वो सब बहुत इजी है.
मीन्स
In forgive those who don't see again, don't worry.
Okay, Mataji.
Sundari Mataji.
Mataji, about yesterday we had read that he was so mesmerized by the beauty that he was missing, right? Whatever place he went, he was missing the beauty. So today I was reading or hearing somewhere that in Lalit Madhur there's a book by I think Rupa Goswami, if I'm
Rupa
not wrong.
Goswami is Lalit Mata, yes.
So there it was mentioned that a king, I think, glorifies Krishna, and he says that whatever we have heard before, like how we read in Bhagavatam, his bimba fruit like lips, and like that, so much glorification is there of the person form of Krishna. So in that book, that king is saying that it was like glorifying the king by saying he is the landlord, like that. I mean, what these praises are like. I mean, that immense is the beauty of Krishna. Whatever
Krishna.
we have read is nothing in front of
Nothing.
the actual. So I was amazed to hear that.
I totally understand Mataji, that part alone, because that he is really too big for me to understand. That part I have understood as of now. That he is